Hello and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. Today we head west. Our destination is the palace and grounds at Radziejowice. Situated about 40 kilometers west of Warsaw, the palace complex is a haven for artists and a welcome spot to retire to the countryside for travelers. It's a complex of classical residences surrounded by a park, and it's been a cultural center since 1965. The Radziejowice family first built the castle in the 1500s. During the palace's heyday, it was a residence to various kings of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. During the 17 and 1800s, the Krasiński family gave the complex its present look. And currently, the castle and the complex are visited by writers, columnists, actors, filmmakers, musicians, and visual artists. So come along and let's take a look at the Radziejowice Castle, Palace, and grounds. The weather's perfect. Let's go for a walk. And watch Poland Daily Travel. We're glad to be here for you.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Poland Daily, here on a beautiful Friday afternoon in August, outside of Warsaw, about 50 kilometers away. We are at the Radziejowice Palace complex. Not just a palace, it's an arts center and a restaurant and guest houses across the way here. It's about 30 hectares of beauty with a nice big lake and all kinds of things like that. Everything you expect, I suppose you could say, from a country house, a country palace. And a distinguished history over 500 years. So it's not a surprise that artists find some kind of solitude to work here. Right now, there's a master class of piano going on with people coming from all over the world as students to learn from various famous composers. But another thing that's very important here is the patron of this place and some statues or busts related to sculptures related to some famous Polish and other artists, mostly famous Polish artists. Here is Count Krasiński, and he is the guy who started it all. Born in 1870, died in 1940, just about around the first year of the war, first complete year of the war. And his family owned this place at that time, the Second World War broke out.
You know what I like about this guy
He's an important
the most?
guy. What do you like about Count Krasiński?
There is this Latin quotation right in here.
Right. This one.
Which says, Amor patriae nostra lex. Which means that loving your homeland is your duty.
Right, okay.
That's your right to love your homeland, country.
Look, where you come from.
And look, he was born.
So he symbolizes that, doesn't he?
He symbolizes circulation of Polish history, and he was born before we got back our independence. Look, 1870, we know that date, it was tough over then. This is where Madame Curie, Maria Skłodowska, was born in Warsaw's Old Town. She had to emigrate, many people had to emigrate, and he was developing this place. He stayed in here as the last owner of Radziejowice Palace of Krasiński family, and he was 48 when Poland got back the independence. When
1919.
Exactly.
Yeah.
1919 Treaty of Versailles. So it was all happening in his late 40s, and he was there when World War II started, and he was taken from here to Dachau and killed over there in Nazi German concentration camp next to Munich.
Mm-hmm.
So he lived it through, and he started in the difficult days of Poland, and he ended in the difficult days of Poland. And he claims to be the friend of artists who could stay in here and do their job and enjoy this place. And there he is, right next to the entrance of this property. And even though he had such a difficult life, still he's considered to be the symbol of loving your homeland.
Hey, you know, it's a good point. I think there's another guy over here we should mention. We've talked about him before, but let's talk about him because you mentioned the end of the war and the beginning of Polish independence. Well, who was prime minister at that time, if none other than this fellow?
Of course.
Yeah.
Paderewski. We know this guy from...
Ignacy Paderewski, you see. That's who's on this bust here. Ignacy Paderewski, a great man. I think we can agree.
Oh, the gentleman who continues this idea of loving your... He wouldn't start his concert not saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jan Ignacy Paderewski, I am Polish, I want Poland to be independent again, and then he would start playing.
Yeah, thrilling.
These are people, these are real fathers and
There are
mothers.
recordings of him, you can hear him on YouTube.
You can do it,
Yes.
or you can go to Bristol Hotel in Warsaw,
Yeah.
and you can take a look at his sculpture right next to the Royal Route. You can sleep in a room where his Prime Minister office was in Bristol Hotel.
That's right.
When we got back our independence. He was an artist, so he was a friend of the owner of this place, of this area. And
Amazing guy.
That's the soil of Poland.
Yeah.
This is what today's Poland are made of. That's the flesh. That's
right.
the body.
Mr. Paderewski to us.
Mr. Paderewski, Mr. Krasiński, who else?
Yeah,
Is
well,
waiting.
we'll see.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Look, there's Chopin.
We're very lucky this weather. It's
There's
amazing.
Frédéric Chopin.
This is Chopin. I never heard of him.
Never
Who's
heard
that
of
guy?
him? That's the best.
Paderewski, I've heard of.
The best Polish vodka.
Oh,
Chopin, you can.
I don't drink.
You can hear the music on the next day.
I don't drink the hard stuff.
This one.
Occasional beer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I don't drink the hard stuff.
Okay.
That's why I don't know about
So
it.
you are sure that you want to make this thing about Poland?
No, why should I? Chopin, really? Is that his name? Sounds like a French guy to me.
Oh, well, I think
This is the old art. This
think
is what the French try to claim him, don't they?
it's like I've explained it to you like
Yeah.
5 times.
Okay.
But this is the day where we will do it for the 6th.
Okay,
So-
explain him to me again.
Yes, of course. So look, when there was
I just
French
can't remember anything.
Do you know about French Revolution? Do you know about lower class of society killing the aristocratic and most important, they even decapitated French King Ludwig XVI?
Of course I know about that.
Okay, so this is when people from France were emigrating to Poland to look for a better job. So Nicolas Chopin comes to Poland as a 16 years old aristocratic roots gentleman. He's hosted by Skarbek family, and Nicolas is teaching Polish children French as a native speaker. And then he meets a maid, Polish lady, Justyna Krzyżanowska. They have 4 children, sons of an immigrant, and son and 3 daughters of an immigrant and a Polish lady.
So you're telling me that Chopin could have been president of France because his father was French. Is that the whole point of this?
I think that Frédéric Chopin would prefer to sit in a room with no light,
In this
no
palace.
no audience, and no piano, and provide a concert like this. Fragile, romantic personality, living in a romantic era, presenting Polish history throughout his masterpieces in a moment when Poland was not on the maps. So he's the guy most important of all
I
of the
see.
mentioned guys before, and he died at the age of 39 because of tuberculosis. His last will: where your treasure is, there your heart should be. So his heart was taken to the Holy Cross Church in Warsaw, and it's there today. You can take a look at the column where his heart is buried, and then you can come in here.
It's embedded in the column. And we actually were there before, all kidding aside.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted you to explain why this whole French controversy.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we just need you to follow every single Poland Daily Travel episode, so you know.
So, yeah, if you follow all of the Poland Daily episodes, there's only about, I don't know, a few hundred by now. If you follow all those episodes, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Hey, stay tuned to Poland Daily. We're at the Radziejowice Palace. I'm here with Arthur. We're
And
having
Will.
a lot of fun today. You know, they've just said to us, come here, and Poland Daily, you can come here and you can walk around and just enjoy yourselves and make sure that you show how beautiful it is to people who don't know about it. And that's what we aim to do, as well as have a good conversation, I hope.
That's our legacy. They had theirs, we have ours, and everything goes exactly the same direction.
Yeah.
The beautiful direction of Polish history and Poland Daily Travel.
Yeah. Stick with us. Poland Daily Travel with me and with Arthur. We're having some fun in Radziejowice.